tap the Beaver County Beast himself. We've been trying to get him on for a while. Jason Frawley, how you doing?
What's up? Good. How's everybody else doing?
Oh, you know me. Tired.
Hungry.
Typical Friday evening.
Yeah, this is our Friday.
Yeah, busy. We're trying to get the podcast going, but it's
Ghost,
landscaping
get out.
season. Dogs are trying to be famous.
Yeah, the dogs just want to join in the show.
Not everybody can be Airbud Ghost, I'm sorry. but yeah, Frawley's an up-and-coming powerlifter, former track and field athlete. Came out of retirement a couple weeks ago.
Embarrassed myself.
Well, record holder though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a brief period, it's been broken since.
Oh, it did it break?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's alright. I'll come back and get it.
You'll get it.
What was the record for?
Deadlift. I set the amateur record in the RPS, which amateur is drug free in the RPS world. Super heavyweight, 685, and then drug tested USPA, IPL world record. It was 645 at the time, but it's since been broken. It's like 715, 720 now. Whatever the kilo number is.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
That's like 330, no, just shy of 330
Right.
kilos.
Something like that. Yeah.
Alright.
You know what they say, records are made to be broken.
That's
you
right.
know? You just you got to come back stronger. So Frawley was actually, he competed at the Arnold. He tried to compete at the Arnold. Like I said, he's up and coming. Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about that?
So I qualified last year at RPS in New York. Qualified, I needed 1820. I totaled 1820. I squatted 720, benched 405, and deadlifted 695 to meet the exact qualifying. So in January, I was having some problems with some dizzy spells, and I didn't really know what the issue was. But I went to the hospital that week. They kind of blamed it on a flu, a virus, and so I just kind of brushed it off, right? Like I rested up, tried to eat well, make sure I'm getting enough sleep, and like it still just kind of persisted, and then a couple other times, like I had more dizzy spells, and it was like, what's going on here? Like, and I'm like, well, you know, I went to the hospital for this already once, right? But they're telling me it's just a virus. I'm like, okay, well, some viruses can last a long time, right?
Yeah.
And so I went through prep like normal. Like I said, it started in January. The meet wasn't until the beginning of March. So I was like, okay, well, I have 2 months to figure out a plan of how I can deal with this. And so I just kept going like usual. And actually, when I would work out, I would feel okay. I never had any issues during the workout until the meet. So I warmed up in the back, and like I really, like everything was moving great, honestly.
Abby, get out. Sorry.
Everything was moving like great in the back. So like 1 plate, 2 plate, 3 plate, 4 plate, 5 plate, 6 plate, everything.
I remember you getting up on stage too, and I was like, oh, here he is,
Yeah.
this big man, you know what I mean? And
Yeah,
I was excited. I was
So
ready.
actually, like on the opener, the open was 675. That was my opening attempt, and I went down and I hit the chain on the mono with my left hand.
Mm-hmm.
So as I went there, because my grip was like in the worst spot, right? Like the chains, it just lined up perfectly with them. And when I bottomed out on the squat, my left hand hit it, and it threw me to the right as it came up. So it was almost like my left hand bounced off of the chain and then moved right. So like not only was it a heavy opener for me, but that kind of did me off too. And then I don't know if that excess strain like caused some kind of like something in my body to just go off. But so my buddy Matt Wilk, shout out Matt Wilk, MW Squats on Instagram, comes over to me and says, hey man, like, you know, you hit the thing, you get it on your next attempt, but just don't worry about shaking it off. I'm like, yeah, okay, like I'm good. And then as I turned to go over to give my next attempt, like I just started like getting really dizzy, and like the world was spinning, and like I'm focusing on like walking over, and then like I gradually just kind of go to the ground, and like I couldn't really explain like why, and like I had a really hard time like talking, and I kind of went down.
Almost sounds like you were having like a mini stroke or something,
right.
you know?
And so, like, it's kind of crazy. My buddy Matt calls over paramedics and says like, hey, you know, get over here, something's going on. Like, they took my blood pressure and they took my pulse. My blood pressure was like 180 over 115 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then my pulse was like 150. So like, not only was my blood pressure through the roof, but like my pulse was like outrageous.
Yeah, it should be high.
It shouldn't, I mean, not from a 1 rep. Like I could see a 10 rep, right? Like 10, 12 reps. But So they took me out in an ambulance, went to the hospital, got checked out, and like I've been working on it ever since. Blood tests,
get out.
Blood tests have kind of come back now. My cholesterol was out of whack, so like a normal cholesterol ratio should be like 2 to 1 LDL to HDL, and mine was like 3.7. So what I've gathered through the process is that my cholesterol being out of whack took my blood pressure through the roof. And then from there, it just kind of, that's what's causing the dizzy spells, right?
Okay.
So, and I've been working on improving my cholesterol, and my blood pressure is actually back in check now, which is great. I haven't had it like outrageously high in probably over a month.
And you're feeling better, training better.
Feeling significantly better. I can get through a workout without sitting down after every single set.
There you go.
Like, you know, that sounds crazy, but
Now,
that's
what
what
do you
it
think
was.
was the biggest impact on your road to recovery? Was it diet? Was it the training? Was it sleep?
Absolutely my diet.
Diet.
Definitely. It's kind of funny because I thought I was doing really well with my diet. I knew I was eating a ton of carbs. But like calories, not
Well,
carbs.
being a strength athlete, though, you have to.
Yep. So like I knew I was eating a lot. Perfect example.
Good example,
Kind of
I think.
fueled up. I knew I was eating a lot. Like I was like, okay, this is not sustainable, but I'm gonna do it until the meat's over, cut back down like I always do, and then I'll be okay. But then I kind of really started breaking down my diet, and I wasn't getting any sources of HDL like at all. Like I wasn't taking in any fish, any nuts. Like walnuts are good for.
So in other words, good fats.
Right, I wasn't getting like any.
For anybody out there listening,
Good
that's what
fats
that
and good
is.
cholesterol.
Yeah.
No, that's what, from my reading and some videos I've been watching, a good way to battle the bad cholesterol is to introduce the good cholesterol.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
they duke it out, and the good ends up balancing everything back.
Where people are like, you know, they take the yolk out of the egg or whatever, and all cholesterol's so bad for you and fats are so bad for you. Well, really, no, there's good and bad. Yeah, you got your good ones and you got your bad ones.
Absolutely.
And that's what you had to zero in on.
Absolutely. So I wasn't focusing enough on. I was having a ton of saturated fats, which those are just no bueno for your LDL.
Yeah.
And I had, like Robbie just said, your HDL is the transporter for the LDL. So your body actually produces all the cholesterol that you need in your diet, but it is a necessary compound in your body also. But when your body's producing what it needs and you add more and it's getting more sources, but you're not putting anything else to take it back to the liver, then you know your blood pressure just goes up.
Yeah, I was gonna say it throws everything out of whack then.
And that's what was going on with me. At least, well, not 100% confirmed yet, but it's about 98%. I mean,
Yeah, so basically, you know, I mean, I'm glad that you zeroed in on that and now you figured that out. And like, I guess the next question would be, when's the comeback meet? You know?
Yeah, so I've had my eyes on a couple. I'm getting married in October, so that's exciting.
Let's go.
I would not be, you know.
We're so sorry for you. No.
Do you hear that?
She's probably watching this.
She's
right
probably like, shut up.
You bastard.
So financially, I just can't. Like, it's not in the cards.
Oh yeah, I mean, I understand. That's busy. You got a lot going on. That's a lot of planning. It's obviously hard on the wallet.
Oh yeah, that's the biggest thing. Like, I don't have the money for the food that I need. I don't have the money for the travel. I don't have the money for the hotel. You know, all that stuff. So I'm looking late fall. There's an XPC in December in Columbus that I might consider doing. XPC is actually broken out into its own federation now.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Because I remember it was like the merger, so now it's its own federation.
So my understanding is for 2020, Dan Dake said you have to qualify. No, you don't have to qualify at an XPC, but the first dibs will be at the XPC. So like you don't compete in the XPC run meets, you don't get a dib. Like you get first dibs if you do. Then they'll accept other lifters. Which that was not the case previously. They took anybody.
They would take anybody, but they were probably going to have to build a federation and everything else.
Absolutely.
And you know, watching that meet at the Arnold too, you can kind of tell it was like that. They had world-class lifters who were really, really good. And then you had some where it was like, hey, you're stepping on a professional stage, and these guys were going for like PR attempts on their openers and stuff. And I was like, hey guys, like, we all know, like, when, at least for myself, when I'm going up there, especially for a squat opener, it's something that I can do for reps.
Yep.
Any given day, I know I'm going to get that weight.
Yep.
And I didn't see that. Now, I saw that with some lifters, and I saw it work.
Yep.
You know, going to watch the USAPL, I was like, okay, like, they belong there. Like, these people were going for broke on the third attempt like they're supposed to do. You know what I mean? I was like, okay, like, But they've also been around since the dawn of time.
Right.
And XPC just started, like that was their first big stage, I think.
Well, they always ran the XPC finals, but it was at a separate event, so like a separate location. They had them at the Ohio State Farm, so that was like a farm grounds, Ohio State Farm Grounds or something like that. And apparently a lot of people like that better, which I didn't really have a preference because I can't compare the two.
Yeah.
But they had separate warm-up rooms there.
Ghost.
Which here, I mean, you're looking at the size of this room. Like, the warm-up was small, but like, you know, it was cramped, and people were stepping over each other just to get to a bar, to get to a monolift. You know, so that was a little rough, and I could see the complaints based on that.
So you got a bunch of big boys.
Yeah,
That's,
you think I'm big, you should have seen some of the guys back there.
It sounds hot. That's what that sounds like.
that sounds greasy to me.
Yeah, a bunch of sweaty, big powerlifters.
Everyone's just breathing. Everyone looks like the heavy breathing cat meme.
You just hear them breathing.
I wasn't around long enough to appreciate the smell at the end of the day, but I can only imagine.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
So you're looking at the end of October, you said?
Late fall.
Late
So
fall.
whether it be like end of November-ish, like I know there's a USPA, November 23rd, I think, at Unrivaled Strength and Fitness, which is where the large brawl is.
Oh, okay.
Might consider do that. Might do a little large brawl, I don't know. But right now, my number one goal is just to get back to health and like make sure I'm steady. You know, start introducing a little more weight into my training before I do like anything. You know, before I even think about competing. Like today, I felt great. It was awesome. I had a good lift here.
There you go.
But you know, I want to make sure that that's like a normal thing, not just a once in a while.
And that's what I was going to say. Is it's probably almost a blessing. You know, not only that you're getting married, and that's fantastic, but on the training front as well, it's going to give you time to actually be able to put it a little bit on the back burner, get your health in check, and kind of be able to come in the fall and be dialed in and have your health correct.
Absolutely. I would agree.
Be right.
It's going to create more longevity too.
Yep.
You know, you're going to be in the sport a lot longer. Where you know we see it too often. You know, the rising star burns up just as quick as it rose, and it's unfortunate. But yeah, I mean, I know you know you got to eat what you can and be big and strong, but at the same time, you know, like
balance of life too.
yeah, you got to have a good balanced life because I do want longevity in the sport too. So I have to watch what I'm eating. And yeah, do I like junk food? Damn right, I love junk food. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you know, I guess which one's going to outweigh the other, and it's always going to have more pounds at the bar.
Right.
You know.
So I do know, like when I weighed in at the XPC, I was 352, which was like holy shit for me. Which was kind of strange to be honest. I was low 340s all through prep. And I think that last week of just recovery, like you're not really doing much leading up to a meet, and I just bloated back up.
Retain water.
I retained water, I retained more food, more carbs. My glycogen stores are full, right? And then I actually from there, like I was 312 last weekend, so like I've lost 40 pounds.
That's great. Like I said,
That's a lot.
Like
you look noticeably lighter, even from whenever I saw you a couple weeks ago at that track meet. And like we talked, like it's more sustainable. It's better for your health. And like I said, also you can only get to a point where the pounds that you have on your body aren't doing anything. They're just it's just extra weight. And you see this no matter whether it's powerlifting or bodybuilders or high school football is a big one. I went to high school with a kid, and the coaches told me you get to 290 pounds. You know, this kid's like 5'9", 5'10", and defensive tackle. When you get up to 280, 290, you're a guaranteed starter. You know, so between double sessions, he's drinking a gallon of milk and Oreos, trying to get this pounds on.
Yeah, and that's not a good way to do it. You know.
No, he was passing out in practice. You know,
of course.
And you just ate Oreos and a gallon of milk.
And being 5'9", you know, that's not a very healthy weight at all.
No.
You know.
And that's what I tell people, whether it's kids coming up in sports or even grown-ass men. You know, it's let your body dictate how you're going to perform, what weight class you're in, what position you play. And it took me a while to learn that. My old man's not technologically capable, so he's probably not watching this. But he's the one who told me that. You know, you let your body dictate what you're going to do. Don't run it too far.
Yeah, so definitely what I'm most excited about is lifting at 308, the next meet I do. So not only am I cutting all this weight, but I'm really would like to get to 300 right around there, see how I feel, and then if I got to cut a few more pounds,
That's really
there.
not much, you know.
It's not a big deal, but like I'm not gonna walk around at 315 anymore. Even like I want to get down below like even 290, 300 and see how I feel.
And you'll get there, and you know as well as we do, it's just a process, and it's got to be a slow and steady one because you don't want it to be like the typical weight loss fad where it'll come back just as quick as you lost it.
Yeah, we don't want to see you go on keto or
Oh jeez, well keto is not for strength athletes. I've always said.
Yeah, well that's like I was going to get at earlier. We got going was like the yin and the yang. You know, it's important for your diet. It's important for everything in life. That's even like those fad diets. People are like cut out all carbs, cut out all fats. You gotta have a little bit of everything.
You can do those things. You can cut out your carbs if you want, and you can lose all that weight. But as soon as you start eating carbs routinely, it goes right back. And if you can do keto and maintain it, good for you. But I've tried that shit. I feel terrible.
But that's the thing, like that. You just can't maintain it. You got to do something that's obtainable.
Right.
You know, that you're going to be able to, like in our realm of strength training, we need consistency, you need like programming, and you need a gradual addition of weight over time to build strength, right? So it's kind of the same thing with the diet where we need certain things and we got to add those things, but you can't just take it all away.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then you're not going to go anywhere with it.
That's right.
Or like you said, you take the carbs out and then all of a sudden you throw them back in and boom, you blow up.
And that's especially important with strength athletes. I mean, if you're like average Debbie or average Joe out there and you're like, all right, I'm grotesquely overweight and I got to cut some pounds, keto's probably fine for you. But
that'll work.
If you're trying to deadlift 700 pounds and you're trying to do lots and lots of reps and put a burn on your body, going no carbs is not going to cut it.
It's not a good idea. You need carbs. I mean, now, you know, on this podcast, and I've talked about before, like I'm taking in 400 grams of carbs a day, you know, and that's just so I can compete and I can recover and do what I need. And then, you know, average Joe isn't going to take in that many carbs.
Oh, and you also do a very physical active job, right? Like
that's true.
Your job is very physical. So not only do you need carbs for training, but you need to balance yourself. So whenever it comes to gaining strength too, right? Like you have to eat to maintain your regular life. Then you have to eat on top of that so that you can actually get stronger, bigger, and stronger.
Yeah,
right?
That's a really good point. Is there's no end-all be-all diet. Just because your favorite bodybuilder eats this much, or Paul or Frawley eats this much, maybe that's not going to apply to you because you work a desk job and then you go work out for an hour 3 or 4 times a week. You're not going to be wanting 400 carbs. You're not going to work that off, especially if you're trying to lose weight. So you have to figure out what's going to work for me. What has someone else done that was kind of in my similar situation, and how can I mimic that and make it work for me? Sure. You know, it's always, and I've said this on this podcast before. You're doing an experiment on your own body. Just because, even though me and Paul have similar goals, he eats 200 carbs, I eat 200 carbs. I might need 100 more. He might need 200 more. You know, you got to figure out what works for your own body.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it took many years to figure that out, and that's not just with dieting, but the training too.
Yeah.
Being able to find out, okay, this works for me, this doesn't work for me. Basically, your own experiment, like you said, until you zero in to, okay, I need X amount of carbs, fats, proteins, and that's all I need. I'm good to go, and then you go from there.
Especially with training, right? Like you come in and you know, whoever, you, me, body, like we come in and we all do the same workout every day. But like you know that you're going to recover really fast because we only worked up to an 80% single. But me, maybe a single at 80% is like a big workout for me, right? And like I couldn't agree more with that. Like you have to figure out a program that works for you. Like you can do 5-3-1s, you can do all the conjugate you want, you can do all the volume training you want, but really, I would be very hard pressed to think that somebody can't benefit from a mix of all those. And you have to figure out what it is.
And that's an excellent point, and Paul will attest to this. So, like, I mainly train as a bodybuilder. You know, I did sports for a lot of years, I'm done with that now, I'm trying to bodybuild. Doing just bodybuilding doesn't work for me directly. I cannot put on dense muscle that way. So I started coming out doing the belly out bench workouts, doing some powerlifting. I'm now putting on dense muscle. You know, so it's this blend of powerlifting and bodybuilding that is able to build a good physique for me. Now,
Which would put you in like that category of a power builder where,
Correct.
you know, which I think you need the best of both worlds. Like, I mean, I have, you know, like, you know, a stronger frame, I guess, is in like, a ligament system. And I guess I was just genetically born that way to be able to pick up X amount of weight. But I don't put on mass that way. And for me to be able to have a good, stable frame for my squats, my deads, and my bench, I have to bodybuild.
Right.
I have to attack those muscle groups and all that. You know what I mean? Because I've always been long and lanky, but I need to put that dense muscle on in that aspect in order for me to, you know, excel in my sport.
I consider that a conditioning aspect of powerlifting. Like doing lots of sets, lots of reps, getting your muscles ready to go for a workload at a time.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Like you have to have those small muscle fibers to move big weights. Like the smaller the fibers, the more important they are to move big weights when you hit a certain level.
And it's going to protect you though too.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because, well, I mean, you guys saw that Russian squatter or powerlifter squatting, right? Where his knee blew out.
Ew.
Yeah.
We'll watch it.
It was absolutely, it was
I will watch
disgusting.
it,
Oh
man.
my god, it was so.
Like, I gotta
we might throw it on there for you guys to see.
Yeah,
That.
I'm gonna figure out how to do that. you
We'll
know.
put a link or
You
something.
better
I
put a
don't know.
warning when it comes up.
Oh, it's so gross.
Flashing lights and a big toxic. But
If
you
you're
know,
squeamish, don't watch.
Oh, it was so gross. But I had my guy class that I trained in Pittsburgh ask me about that. Like, oh, you shoot a video, this and that. Why did it happen? You know, aren't you guys? Is that because it's the squat? You know, they blame the squat. I said, no, it's not because of the squat. And I'm not going to get too in depth with like performance enhancing stuff and whatnot. But I said, you know, simply saying like, you know, he might not have had that bodybuilding foundation. You know, the little muscle fibers, the little guys that help stabilize for that kind of weight, and it literally just boom, and it just snapped. But, you know, like I said, I'm not going to get into it. The performance enhancing side, he could have been a 150-pound man who all of a sudden became a 230-pound giant, but still had the ligament and skeletal system of a 150-pound man. And now he's lifting what a 230-pound man would. But he can't physically handle that, and that's why things give out.
and you see that a lot.
A lot, yes.
If you don't know what you're doing, it's dangerous. So
Yeah, and I don't recommend. You just do it right. You know, train right and all that stuff, and then the rest will come in
you'll
there.
be amazed what you can do without it. I don't use, I never have, never will.
Yeah.
Probably never will. I don't ever foresee me doing it. And I mean, I've gone as far as I have. So.
Take your vitamins, eat your Wheaties.
Yeah. And I mean, to each his own. Like, I guess it's like, I'm real, anyone knows me, I'm really tunnel vision.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So I can be doing this, and that, but I don't give a flying shit what anybody else is doing. You know what I mean?
Yep.
No, like, I'll see it, and I forget who else. Oh, maybe it was you I was talking about earlier, about them younger kids lifting all this weight. And I was like, it's cool and all, but I'm like, I just accept it. I'm not going to be that 21-year-old that lifting 800 pounds.
That's right.
I understand. That's him.
Yep.
I'm doing me over here. You know?
Not
And
everybody's journey is the same.
yeah, so as long as you, I mean, that, as I've talked in those videos before, my biggest tip to success and stuff is, yeah, being tunnel vision, basically. You're worried about yourself. Now, don't get me wrong, studying the other lifters, the other athletes to gain their edge and figure yourself out is a great thing. You know, don't hate on them, though.
Right, no.
You know, like a Larry Wheels or something like that, you know, it's Larry Wheels. There's one Larry Wheels, and he's going to lift that weight because he's goddamn Larry.
Yeah, they say every time they ring a bell, Larry Wilson's a PR.
But he's just born to do it, you know, it doesn't matter what he's taking, what he's doing, that guy is just genetically gifted, you know, and all that.
Yeah, that's it. That's really all you can do is stay persistent, be a student of the game. Like, I think it was that Mark Bell always says, have a white belt mentality. So he says that.
I think that is him that says
And
that.
I think that was big for me. Like, that was like an aha moment. It was like, you know what? Maybe sometimes I am a stubborn jackass, and I'm a little bit uncoachable.
But we all are, and because we can be stubborn.
Maybe to it.
Yeah.
You have to be to a degree. You have to be to a degree.
Well, you guys know as well as I know, though, like, well, we'll talk about belly out benchers, you know, like, we're fixing your bench technique, you're like, okay, well, you know, Gary benches like 500 pounds, he knows what he's doing. Now, if we get Joe Schmo, thank you, either way, we get Joe Schmo to, you know, be like, hey, Bob, you know, I bench 150 pounds, but I'm going to tell you how to do it, and it's like, dude, you're a novice, you know what I mean? It's like, why are you telling me? But we get a lot of those guys, they're wearing the belts and the gloves, they have the headband on, and they're like, yeah, let me tell you a thing or two about bench, and it's like, oh, come on, man.
Yeah, consider your sources when you're taking.
Exactly.
I think it's important. Like, there was actually a lady in the gym the other day. She said, Bob, where do you get your information from? Like, you seem to be pretty knowledgeable. Is there a specific website I can go to, or a book? And I told her that I read everything, I listen to everybody, I watch every video, but then you sort it out.
Yes.
You know, take in everything and filter it, be like, all right, so I heard these 5 things, 3 of those were complete bullshit, and 2 of them were good. Throw them out, keep the rest, put it in your pocket, and you learn something today.
No, that's exactly it. And, you know what I mean? And once again, consider your source and everything else. And I've done that forever. You know, I'm very like all eyes and ears when I'm interested in something. I'll be coachable, but then like you said, Bob, I'm like, okay, well this didn't work for me, so I'm not going to do it. Why am I going to waste my time trying to maybe perfect something that clearly doesn't suit me?
Right, and that goes back to what we were saying before, is maybe that guy you got the information from, maybe he was a reliable source, but what he told you just doesn't work for you, your biomechanics, your genetics, etc.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, you know, Frawley, for example, he's a very big guy. He's, what are you, like 6'3"?
Probably 6'1", 6'2". Yeah.
Okay, you know, he's
6'2".
over 6 foot, 300 pounds, you know.
Absolute unit.
Yeah, and just strong as hell. But we get Joe Schmo, who's 5'4", 134 pounds or whatever. And
someone little like Jake over there.
Yeah, like, look how little he is. Ugly, too. But,
I can't speak to that.
But either way, no, like the biomechanics are just different. You know what I'm saying? It's just not going to work. Now, you know, I'm sure there might be a thing or two he could say or do, or that you could do, but I mean, once again, you got to consider that source.
Absolutely. So, funny story, this guy, we were at a bar in like November, and this guy comes up to me. Never met this dude, so Pitt was playing Virginia Tech, and the guy was there that day for the game. He comes up to me, he's like, bro! Like, this is no bullshit. Guy, bro! I'm like, what? You are absolute fucking you! And I've never met this guy. I was just like, what did you just fucking say to me? He said, bro, anybody fucks with you, I got you. Never met this dude in my life.
Alright,
that's 100% true story.
Dude, I hate it on the bar. Me and Paul were talking in the work truck today.
Oh, yeah.
Like, whenever you're a big guy, like, either you get dudes who are gonna like kiss your ass like that, or
they're gonna try to fight you.
Yeah, they're gonna try to fight you. You're trying to have a good time. And they'll like come up to you with them little beer muscles of theirs, like, you look at me, and they're like, dude, I didn't know you were here. Yeah. What do you mean you know I was here? And then they like piss them off even more. And it's like, oh my god, here we go. But that's why I hate going out, because that.
That was kind of off topic, but it was fitting whenever you said that.
It's funny though. That's a great story.
Yeah.
Well, actually, the guy who came in the other day yelled at me for dumping the hedges and the shrubs in the one.
oh yeah,
I forget his name. Either way, all right. So this guy brings me in with a tree estimate. He's like, all right. He's like, hey, I need a tree taken care of, yada, yada, yada. Can you meet me at Red's for a coffee or whatever? And I'm like, well, dude, I'm training my clients or whatever. And like, I was like, my gym's right down the road. Why don't you just come on down here and talk to me, you know? Well, the dude came in and goes, all right, you got some shrubs you need to remove. And I'm like, okay, cool. I can do that. You know what I mean? Because no, they're on my property. And I was like, what? And I was like, the dump? Yeah. And I'm like, all right. But then, you know, well, one, I mentioned my uncle, but two, back on the lifting topic, he was like poking my arm. He goes, well, you know, you got some big arms and this and that. And he was like, he took care of the shrubs and everything else. And long story short, mainly my uncle was the source of this guy being cool after that. But he made a comment about the size and gym and everything else, you know what I mean? And I was like, oh, here we go. And one, just because I lift weight doesn't mean I can fight.
Right.
You know what I mean? It does not mean I can fight at all.
Like, I'm one of the most laid back guys you'll ever see.
Yeah.
And like, if anybody fucks you, like, hey man, like, nobody's gonna fuck with me, I promise. Like, not only am I fucking 315 pounds, but like, I'm a really cool dude. Like, I'm really laid back. You can come up and tell me, hey, dude, you're a fucking asshole, and I try laugh.
Yeah. Well, I was watching that Impractical Jokers
on it.
And it's funny you mention that now. That you know in that show when they lose the guy into the challenge.
Yeah.
Well, he went into a gym and he had to make fun of their tattoos. Did you see that? This huge dude, and he's like, oh, what do you see? It's like, oh,
the girls had tattoos.
yeah, like that. And the guy turns his head. And he's like, what? But he laughed it off. He didn't care. He's like, this dude wanted to knock on his ass.
Right. Right.
They just laughed it off. In other words, like, everyone thinks like we all always want to brawl. Like, no, there's a reason we lift, and we're pretty chill afterwards. And it's like, dude, like, I'm not cool. Yeah, like, don't fuck with me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna be cool.
and I forget what podcast, which episode that was, we talked about this. Like lifters get the stigma that they're like, I don't know, like meatheads and they're douchebags.
Yeah.
Yeah, some can be, but that's in every circle.
Everywhere.
And like Planet Fitness, for example. Yes, we're calling out Planet Fitness for like the 7th consecutive podcast. The judgment-free zone. They have the judgment-free zone. I put that in quotes because it's not completely.
But really, they're judging people who want to make serious progress,
right? But they but yeah, this is created because people don't want to go to a hardcore gym somewhere like the basement. I guess some people would consider it a hardcore gym because people are moving a lot of weight. There's a lot of hardworking people in here. But really, like if you go up like Gary, if you don't know Gary's kind of a scary looking guy.
No, yeah, I mean, the dude's built like a brick shit house.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he is.
I'm a big dude, Gary.
But he would help anybody with their form, with their technique. Gary's taught me more about bench press in like 2 weeks along with you and everybody else than I thought I could have learned ever, you know?
Well, the depth of knowledge in the circle here is great, you know, and like that's where you want to go if you want to make serious progress. You find a gym like that, and Planet Fitness, yes, Planet Fitness does not offer that.
Planet Fitness has a place though. So.
Yeah, it does.
It does have its place.
It has its place, but we're just saying.
That's where the babes are at.
That's why my fiance works out.
Oh, I see why you did that now. But it has a place.
It has a place.
It gets you a lady out of my hair.
Yeah.
Do what you gotta do.
For $10 a month, best than $10 I've ever spent.
I love those videos of people going to Planet Fitness and taking their shirt off. Or like,
oh yeah.
That one was good. The guy comes up, he goes, "You are out of here."
Like he's the umpire at a baseball game. He's ejecting him out of the game.
Yeah, I like that one. And there's the one of Juji and Shaw.
Oh yeah.
They tried to see how many Planet Fitnesses they could kick out in one day, and their Shaw's in the leg press with like one leg.
He doesn't even like fit though in half the machines.
He's eating the Domino's pizza. Juji like shoving pizza slices in his mouth. Hey Keith. Yeah. Keith, say hi to our audience at home. Keith is skittish.
Yeah, he doesn't.
I'm just trying to lift.
Sorry.
What about you, Paul? Are you doing any meets anytime soon?
Well,
like, do you compete at all? So we'll let Paul go first.
Well, I have my eyes on the pro amateur meet in Pittsburgh.
Okay. Yep.
I would like to try to go there. One, because I have a sour taste in my mouth, not being ready for it last year, and being so close yet so far away, kind of thing. So I'm gunning for that one. But at the same time, it's like I just really became a businessman, you know, and I'm all over the place. Like yesterday, the amount of 5 hours of road travel, you know, just to go to it's a lot. 5:30 this morning. I try to lay down a little bit longer before we go to work, and then I've been at it since 7 o'clock this morning, you know, and it's just like it's hard to maintain lifting heavy and doing that. I'm surprised that I'm lifting as well as I am still, but. In other words, to sum it up, yes, I'm gunning for that one. It's in September. Yep. Would just like to total over 1,800 pounds. Whether I weigh 220 or 242, don't care. Now, you know, me and Bob have talked about this. If I'm walking around at 225, which I am right now, then I'll just water cut 5 pounds. No big deal, you know. But if I'm somehow in the 230s, then I'm just not going to worry about it. Yeah, I'm going to be like, you know what, fine. If I weigh in at 230, so be it. You know, I don't care. So that's what I'm at.
I know, kind of to wrap up on that, like, I know last year I did that meet in July that I qualified for the Arnold.
Yeah.
And I said last year, I'm never prepping in the summer again. I just have so much shit going on. It was the hardest freaking, like, 3-month prep, but, like, it obviously paid off.
Yeah, I was going to say, nice meeting.
But, like, man, I'm not doing it again. I will keep it in the spring, and I'll keep it in the fall. And if there's a winter one here or there.
Exactly why I'm gunning for the one in September, because it's after, like, our busy time is now. We'll get into a cruise mode, and then I'll be like, okay, cool. And if, you know, I hire this foreman like I want, then I can be like, I'm going to go lift some goddamn weight. You know what I mean?
So what's up with you?
With me. So I never thought that I was going to compete in powerlifting. I've always been strong. Just like, yes, we took one, we brought him over.
Hook and sinker.
Come to the dark side. I think we got gains. But I've always liked lifting heavy, you know, even in high school, training for football and everything. And then over the last couple of months, it's hurt to lift heavy, you know. I was getting a lot of inflammation in the bicep tendon because I was benching wrong. Squats, I had a couple hip surgeries. Those weren't feeling real good, but now the guys here tweaking my form, kind of fixing, so I don't have any pain anymore. But like Gary said, he said, you'll be lifting 4 wheels if we can fix your bench form. And I'm climbing, and so I'm thinking I'll probably, I mean, just for the hell of it, try one.
Yeah, no, and I would encourage anybody out there who's on the fence about doing it, like, I don't know if I should. Pick one, commit to it, go through the process, do it, and then if you don't like it, okay, then it's definitely not for you. But
You'll get hooked.
You'll get hooked.
I know with the guys that went to do the monster bench, you know, they're very nervous, they're scared. This is their first, like, kind of legit meet, and they did well. They PR'd across the board. They're like, oh, this is great. Now they got another meet lined up here in 2 weeks. You know what I mean? So, like you just said, and I almost guarantee it, once you get into that competition mindset, then you're going to want to do it. And it's you versus you when you step up there every single time. Like, you remember the one meet I was at, and I ended up getting the best lifter, and I was still pissed because I didn't do my best.
Yeah, Guarantee Open last year. Paul's like, man,
yeah, I was so mad.
I was mad, my Jeep broke down, this and that, and the other thing. Best lifter, Paul Yeoman. Like,
I know.
What?
And you start laughing. You're like, oh, bad day.
Realistically, it wasn't a good day for you.
It wasn't. And that's why I was mad, because I'm chasing those meet records, my personal records, and beating them.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I don't give a shit about the first. After the fact, sure, you can be like, oh, god damn it, I got second. You know what I mean? But in that time, I'm like, no, I didn't better myself.
If I had a best on every single lift and somebody beats me, good for them.
Exactly.
That's exactly how I feel.
Oh, if I'm being on that platform and I performed at my best, so be it. I'm not going to be mad.
You're stronger than I am.
Exactly. You know what I mean? The only thing that irks me is, like I said, I stepped off that platform knowing I didn't lift my best.
Right.
And that's what bothers me.
Absolutely.
You know?
Totally agree.
I think that's what's great about individual sports. Like team sports are great. I did them for years and everything, but it's you versus you, like you said. You're going competing against yourself. You're the only person you can hold accountable.
Exactly. And that's why, like, I mean, I've done my fair share of team sports. I enjoy them, but yes, politics do play a big part. And I was a coach in that in a long time too. And it's like, you know, you see 3 guys that can start and can play, but unfortunately one at the end of the day. You know, and
Just because someone's mom sold more Super Bowl for the fundraiser.
or did something else. We won't go that far.
Oh, jeez.
Oh boy. But yeah. So in other words, like, I like that the weight doesn't lie. You're either strong or you're
That's your
not.
Brad Castleberry.
Oh gosh. That's your him, yes. And you have fake weights. You know,
We're calling him out.
we're calling him out now. You come to the basement here in Volante, Pennsylvania.
You got some real weights.
He's not even gonna watch this.
25 minutes.
No, if this somehow gets to Brad Castleberry.
If this gets, I would lose it. Like, what do we have? Maybe 5 people watching right now. They're probably not watching. They just clicked on it. Like, he's having fun. Yeah,
Probably.
that's all right.
But yeah, honestly, I miss competing. You know, with playing football from the time I was 5 years old until the time that I was almost 21 years old. And so that's a long time to be knocking heads. And I think I'd still be playing if it wasn't for my injuries and everything. And it took me a while to get over it. If anybody out there that's like not able to do the sport they want, they graduated, they can't go on. I said powerlifting, bodybuilding, those are all really good things to get into because you can compete with yourself, you can compete, you get on stage, you do competitions and everything. It's just, there's nothing like competing, you know, it puts a fire in the soul.
And it's a lifetime sport. It really is.
And you can do it on your own schedule. You can do it on your own schedule.
You pick your meets.
Right. You pick your meets. You pick when you can train. Some people train at 4 in the morning like me. There ain't no fucking way you could pay me to do that. I train at probably 6 in the evening. Yeah. Like some people just, but if you really want to do it, you know, you can make it happen with your schedule.
Yeah, like you said, it's a lifetime, and anybody can do it. Just because you're 50 years old, like Jerry, for purpose, you know,
He's putting up national numbers in his age group, weight, and category and everything, and it's like, it's amazing, honestly. And then, well, unfortunately, you know, Jerry doesn't think, I'm sure in his head, like, oh, all these guys are lifting all this weight. It's like, no, like, that's what makes this sport great. It categorizes your weights, your ages, where you fit, so that you can compete against people on the same level. Because Now, like, if you wanted to have, like, the Super Bowl powerlifting, like, I think we were talking about that at one point where they're going to throw in, I was talking to somebody about it, they're going to throw everybody into this big meet, it don't matter Wilks, it don't matter what, it is total.
That's big dogs.
Which I think's awesome. Oh, that is the big dogs, that's what they're doing.
Yuri Belton's competing in big dogs this year.
Oh, that's
fucking badass.
Well, that dude is a savage, though.
He went 2,300 at 229 or something like that.
Yeah, no, so it was, he weighed he was actually just over 220.
Yeah,
it was ridiculous. He squatted like 914, and I was like, is this man human?
Doesn't sound like it.
He's not. He's a machine. You watch him deadlift.
Big dogs, for anybody out there that doesn't know, there is no weight class. It's all one weight class. So you see 308ers and super heavies. That's it. Yuri was a 242.
Yeah.
So
this
people
dude
out there
is
talking like, man, he's gonna hurt some feelings. He's gonna
I
hurt some
can't
feelings.
wait.
Yeah,
I can't wait to
I'm
watch
gonna
that.
be tuning into that. So for sure.
Where do they have that? Where's that at?
I think it's in November. It's in Australia.
I thought it was in Australia. It's in November. Okay.
Yeah. So that'll be one to tune into for sure.
Oh, I'm gonna be excited.
There's so much crazy shit going on right now. Like you see people every day, like you're saying, 21-year-olds deadlifting 800 pounds and this, that, and the other thing.
Unheard of stuff.
And I think, like, when we had that whole podcast strictly talking about what direction powerlifting's going and the prize money and how it's chalking up with bodybuilding and everything, and powerlifting's exploding.
Yes.
And I think, like I said before, there's a lot that has to do with it. Prize money's getting better. People not wanting to do contact sports. People realizing that it's not as bad for you as they used to think. I mean, it's still partially underground, the way that bodybuilding used to be. But I mean, it's really, this is probably what you say the golden age of powerlifting.
I want to say this is the golden age of powerlifting. To where you have these freak lifters, but they have physiques. They could, like Larry Wills, for example, step on stage and won a bodybuilding show.
Weeks after his powerlifting.
Yeah, and it's like,
weeks after.
and now, you know, when I was growing up, you know, powerlifting was so underground, I didn't even know what it was until college. And now you have all, you know, Instagram, YouTube, all the social media, all these magazines now, and it's all out there. And you're like, well, holy shit, I want to look like this person. I want to lift that kind of weight. And instead of
there's a big eye opening that you can do both. And like the big thing now that I think allowed it to blow up is raw. You're not putting suits on anymore. Right? You're not putting bench shirts on. That's not to take away from people that do compete gear.
No,
it's just that it costs money. So like your average everyday work goer can just go to the gym after, put on a pair of wrist wraps, a pair of knee sleeves, and a belt, and they can compete. Which before you couldn't do that.
Yeah, because like when it was underground, it was all equipped guys.
Right.
But now, when, you know, I want to say that Stan Efferding was kind of the first original pioneer of it. And everyone's like,
power building.
Yeah, being a power builder, and they're like, I mean, Ronnie Coleman was one too, but Stan did the powerlifting more than the bodybuilding. So it's like, okay, yeah, and he was one of my first idols, you know. I'm like, wow, like this guy has a similar build to me, and I want to lift like that, and I can look like that. Like, yeah, I was one of those kids looking at that.
Did you see that picture he posted? I think it was today or yesterday. Ryan was looking shredded.
Oh, it's absolutely shredded. Yeah, it was. He had like the striations in his obliques and stuff, and I was like, how? Monster Smash, that's how.
That vertical diet, bro.
Yeah, the vertical diet.
But yeah, I think that was one thing that I looked into was the fact that you can do both. You can be strong and you can look good. I mean, when you really look at it, there's a lot of dudes, Ronnie Coleman, Johnny Jackson, Stan Efferding, Larry Wheels, that are all doing both. They look great and they're functional as well.
Right.
Yeah, and I know, like I was saying when I was younger, looking at like, you know, the NFL, the NBA, MLB, and wanting to be one of those guys. Now kids are like, no, I want to step on the platform and look like one of these guys. Or even for females, a girl like Steffi Cohen. You know what I mean? Yeah, like
Mariana Gaspari.
What's up?
Mariana from Russia, just 720 wilts.
Yeah, it's the highest wilts ever. Well, they both had the highest wilts ever, but at the U.S. Open. Yeah. But like freaks, and you look at them, and then now women are like, wow, I can look like that and not look like a man. You know, and it's like, yeah,
there was a big misconception for the longest time.
Oh, for years.
And it hits on so many levels. It doesn't matter if it's working out, the food you eat, the supplements you take.
Right.
Like if you've watched before, you know that I work at GNC, and when women come in, and you worked there before, so you know what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Now, do you have a women's protein?
Yeah.
Do you buy women's chicken breast or women's steak? No, it's all the same
all
shit.
protein.
Just because it's in a pink container and it says,
And they charge you twice the price.
you're right.
But it's just a marketing scheme because they know that women are like, oh, well, it's for me. It's not going to make me a man. And it's like, it's not. Unless you put that damn hormone in your body, you're not going to look like a man. You know? It's impossible.
It is ma'am.
That's right.
I'll go outside and show you, sir.
But yeah, I think that's what's great about right now is everybody realizes that they can lift weights.
Damn, Pete.
Slamming the weights over there. That was a good thing. That was just a double.
Yeah.
But people are realizing that they can lift weights, be healthy. Like I was having a conversation with somebody the other day. Is it healthy that you're lifting all that weight? And I posted a deadlift video. Is that good for your back? You're gonna get a bad back when you're older. And I said, and it was an older guy. I said, dude, you have a bad back. You don't lift weights.
Yeah.
There's plenty of people who've been sedentary their entire lives that have bad backs or bad knees. And I feel like people that, and like you do have your exceptions, like Ronnie Coleman, like he looks rough.
Yeah.
But he also went against the doctor's orders, you know what I mean?
He went to an extreme.
Yeah. And I guess when you want to be at the level of him and one of the best of all time too, it's going to take a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but if you're just going to get in there and you want to lift weights and be healthy, you can do that.
Yeah, you can do that. You don't have to throw 800 pounds on the bar. You know, you can just lift and be strong and be healthy. But that's why I love Donnie Thompson's quote, where he had the two guys, similar injuries, similar accidents in PT, and he gave them the option. You can either be strong in pain or weak in pain. Which one you want to do? And the one guy chose he wants to get stronger and got better, while the other guy went the traditional route. Oh, I'm going to take the pills and I'll do the 2 weeks of PT. No, it doesn't magically get better, and I think that's the problem. People I know with my back issue, you know, I addressed it head on and I did the best that I could to try to make it better. It'll still be there no matter what. And I know when I've told people, like I had one kid on the football team one time when I was a strength coach, he was just like, oh, squats are terrible for your knees. My doctor even said so. I said, that's absolute bullshit. And I said, if you can find me one credible source article right now that tells me that they are bad for you, then I'll believe you, okay? But I was like, let me tell you this. Would you believe that I have 2 herniated discs, I have degenerative disc disease, and I have a partially torn meniscus in my left knee and a hernia in my right ankle? And he goes, no, I mean, you lift all that weight. There's nothing wrong with you. And I was like, no, I have all those. I have all of those things wrong with me. You know, I was like, I just choose to be strong.
Right.
And that's my choice.
Right.
And people think like you have to be perfect and flawless. No, like, you know what I mean? Like you had to go through your battle.
Right.
You know, and you're a strong son
Still
of a bitch.
working on it.
You know?
Still working on it. So
It's just, and we all have our battles. I just choose to be strong, right?
it's like, you know, it's like do you drink beer? Well, then where the fuck's your Ferrari, right?
Yeah.
Spend all your money on beer. Well, if you didn't spend all that money on beer, you could have a Ferrari by now. Do you drink beer?
Yeah.
No, I don't. I don't spend my money on
Where's
beer.
your
Where the
Ferrari?
fuck's your Ferrari? Right? Like, come on.
Exactly.
Shut up.
No, I hear it.
So just to backtrack, well, really backtrack, because I wanted to get to this, but we got on a tangent. So for those of you, for the people out there that don't really know, maybe just give a little brief bit about your background, where you came from, where you're from, what you've done, and what's led up to this point.
Yeah, so we kind of
Yeah,
just jump right
did.
into it.
I was trying to get to it, and it was like,
Yeah, that's cool. Jason Frawley, I'm from Franklin, Pennsylvania. Small town, maybe, I think there's like 6,000, maybe 8,000 people now. It's really small. When I was growing up, there was more. It was probably 10 or 12. I graduated with like 200 kids, went to Westminster College right up the road. Actually, where I think Bobby goes to school right now. I graduated in 2014. I was 7-time all-conference in track and field, indoor and outdoor. I was the team MVP my senior year in indoor and outdoor, which was cool. And then after I graduated with a business administration degree. So I actually work inside sales for an industrial control company. We do some automation products. So like if you think of, you know, bottles flying down the line, we sell products that control that. That's what I do for a living. I currently live in Center Township in Beaver County, which the Beaver
County Beast.
That's a new one. I've never heard that. Kind of funny.
There you go. That's your name.
So it's about like 45 minutes from here. So it's kind of, and from work it'd be like an hour and 20. So like to make this a routine to come up here all the time, I couldn't do. But I do like coming up here once in a while. I did shot put and discus in college and in high school for years. Loved it. Loved everything about it. Never started lifting weights until college because I understood that having implements meant that I had to, lift a little bit to get a little bit bigger and stronger. And then ever since I started lifting, it was just like I love this. I love everything about it. I go to the gym every day, go to class, whatever. All right, get back, jump up, pre-workout, go to the gym for 2 hours. Like, it was just boom, boom, boom. And I got the bug. Very limited breaks. Like, there were some times here, like I pulled my hamstring, tore my hamstring one summer. Didn't really lift for probably 6 weeks. Another time where it was just making adjustments, like right after I graduated, I didn't lift for probably a few months, just because I was making the adjustment into the real world. It was pretty tough at first, but I got used to it after a while. And didn't do my first meet until May of 15 or 16, and it was just a push-pull.
I think that was the Pittsburgh one. Yeah, that's right. I did that one.
Yeah, so I did a push-pull. Actually, my buddy Chris Decker did the meet. He was like, I'm going to do this meet. I was like, oh, I'll go with you. So I did it there, and I just loved it. And then I think you guys did meet here that same fall, and I was like, okay, I'll jump in there. Didn't have the best performance, but then I did my very first sanctioned meet the following April. I totaled 1598, so like 1600 on my openers. So like I was really upset I only got my openers, but that was like a bright future for me because I knew if I was hitting 1600 basically on my openers, I had a lot of potential.
And that's a good total still.
Yeah,
well, you're looking at like the world scale,
right.
You know what I mean? As a whole, if you're totaling like 1500, depending on the weight class, 1500 and up, it's like, okay, like you're a good lifter.
Yeah. You know what you're doing.
You know what you're doing. Yeah.
And that's a conversation that we have in here pretty often. What we just the other day was, whenever you're surrounded by a lot of really talented lifters, like whenever I first came in here and started working out, everybody is very strong. So it's like not abnormal to see people benching 300-400 pounds, squatting 500-600 pounds, and you just lose sight of how impressive that is.
Yeah.
And you might think, because
desensitizes you, really.
Yeah, it does. And like for a while, I was thinking like, man, like I'm really weak. Like I'm maximally 500 pounds on squat. These guys do 600, almost 700 pounds. And then you think about it like, no, you're still strong. That guy's a strong squat.
Really strong. I don't know if you guys listen to Table Talk at all, but like he talks about how you get to a certain point and he's like, man, I got so wrapped up in the game, like getting a bigger toe, getting a bigger toe. Like I went to a meet like just to watch and spectate and watching somebody hit their first 225 bench, watching somebody hit their 400-pound squat, 300-pound deadlift, and how excited and happy they were. And he's like, I totally lost sight. That's the whole reason I got into this.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason.
Wow, yeah.
Like that really puts it into perspective. Dave Tate's pretty good about that.
I read a lot of, you lead up to articles and stuff like that and stuff. I mean, I'm still a student of the sport.
Yep.
And I'm always trying to learn and everything. He's very knowledgeable and he's a guy who's walked it, And like, yeah, you saying that, I didn't listen to that.
Yeah, you have to listen to it. It was on Table Talk. I think it was just his episode by himself.
Okay.
So he has a couple ones on there. You have to find.
Well, that one just came out, right?
He only has a few episodes of Table Talk, but I think it's like episode 5.
Okay, because I saw one posted up. I just didn't.
There's so many good podcasts out there.
Yeah, there really are though. So much knowledge and stuff out there.
I like all the Power Project stuff with Mark Bell. And, Joe Rogan's is legendary.
The dogs tearing each other up over there. Here they come. They're like, dude.
Hey, he hit me.
Sorry, you cut my ear.
But
is there anything else you guys want to touch on?
I think we had a pretty good chat. Kind of jumped all over the place.
We did. We were all over the place. That's the point of this, right?
Yeah, maybe if you're watching, start this at the end and then go
And then go from there.
Yeah, and jump around because
We like the Pulp Fiction things. You know?
the Basement Podcast, directed by Quentin Tarantino.
There we go.
So my Instagram is Frawley49 for those that don't follow me. I love coming up here to the basement, so you'll catch me up here lifting once in a while. Check out Grown Kids also. Grown Kids is KIDDZ. That's what's on my hat, if you can see it. They're an apparel company that one of my buddies started, and they're growing ever since. So not only do they have a line based on my lifting, but they have some other really cool products too.
Yeah,
So
I
check
can
it
have
out.
their, make deadlifts conventional again.
Make America conventional.
Oh,
again.
American, that's it. I love that shirt.
Frawley hooked me up with a giveaway before we met. Super comfortable shirts.
They're awesome.
Nice fabric, makes your arms look real freaking yoked all the time.
It's perfect.
I think when I got the Sex Panther t-shirt,
Sex Panther works 69% of the time, every time, or something like that.
Something like that. Oh my goodness.
But yeah, thanks for watching. Sorry we haven't been able to get one out. It's landscaping season.
Yeah, I'm swamped.
The landscape hunks have been busy. I think hopefully that name sticks.
That's what they want. They want to be the landscape
Landscape
hunks.
hunks.
We'll do that.
So we've been busy with that. But thanks for watching. Be sure to give me a follow at Bobby Meat Sauce, at Paul Yeoman. You're watching this at the Basement Gym. Check out our YouTube channel, The Basement Gym. You can find me on YouTube, Bobby Meat Sauce. Basement guy. Oh, we got these sick new shirts.
Yeah, established 2013.
Come down and pick up some t-shirts. Maybe you're out in the area and you still want a t-shirt. Possibly ship it to you. We'll talk about shipping. DM us.
I've done it. I've shipped shirts
all over the world.
all over.
Shirts are $10. Curious about other stuff. We got baseball tees, hoodies, shorts. DM us your prices. I think that's all we got. Thanks for all
I
that.
got. Yep.
All
Thanks
right.
for having me on, guys.
Signing off.